once again on Humdrum, it's Do You Know Who time. Do you know who this close-up is? Do you know who wrote this song? Now that's a bit of a giveaway. And now you would have to know who wrote this.
Forget about the blues tonight. Take a backseat. Sweet tonight. Sing. Forget about the...
And if you don't, here's another one from the same film. So now it's over to Molly to find out who.
Thanks, Gavin. It gives me great pride because this guy left Australia 10 years ago, not really as a songwriter, mainly as a guitarist, and now, 10 years later, he's one of the most successful songwriters in the world today, Mr. John Farrar, all the way from LA, but back to his hometown, Melbourne.
Great to be back here.
So, welcome back to Melbourne and to Australia and to Countdown. Listen, 10 years ago, you could never imagine that you were going to be doing all of this and have all this success.
No, I thought I was going away for about 6 months when I went to England to play with Bruce and Hank from the Shadows, and it just kept getting longer and longer.
Now, you dabbled in songwriting back here before you left to go over. And arrangements. You did Ronnie Burns' Smiley, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what else? Russell Morris as well, you worked with him?
Yeah, I think I did a few things for Johnny Farnham in the old days, yeah. Just as an arranger and studio guitar player.
Okay, then you started producing for Olivia, right? And then writing for Olivia.
Yeah.
Now that was while you were both still in England, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she had sort of chart success over there. And then Olivia went to America and started breaking into America, and then you decided, what, to go over to America? Yeah,
well, the Shads did Eurovision, I think it was about 74 or 75, and at that point I thought it would be, I figured that was about the end of the road with the group for me, so I took off and set up house in Los Angeles.
Right. Yeah. And then after a string of hits with Olivia, suddenly she sort of got the role in Grease, and was sort of a musical that had already been written, and you were asked to write some songs for that. You're the One That I Want, and what, Hopelessly Devoted to You?
Yeah, it was Hopelessly Devoted to You was the first one I did, and then they liked that, so they gave me a chance at doing the other one.
And writing for John Travolta and for Olivia, was that hard?
Not really, it was quite easy because the situation was there in the script for the song. It seemed pretty obvious, you know, what they needed. Right. So, no, it was easy and it was good fun as well. And
now with Xanadu, Magic went to #1, of course, and then you've got that dancing number. That must have been incredibly hard to write. I mean, the old swinging thing and then back into the rock and roll.
Yeah, I tried to get out of that one. I tried to get Jeff Lynne to do that.
Actually, I remember you being really quite naughty because we were on the film set last year, and the producer came across and said, "John, I've got to have this song in the morning." And you said, yeah, it's half written. And then he walked away and you turned a bit white and looked at me and I said, "What's wrong?" And he said, "I haven't even started yet." Yet you had it the next morning, didn't you? How do you write songs? In the middle of the night or something?
No, for the movie, they usually gave me a couple of weeks, but I kept putting it off, and it was always, the demo was done usually the night before I had to deliver it. Right. Which meant working all night.
Well, before we finish, you've got an album coming out of your own work, and you singing, because you used to be a singer. And I've heard some of it, and it's very good. When's that going to be released?
I'm not sure about here, but in the States it comes out at the end of October.
Right.
Yeah. A single comes out in about a week, I think.
Well, look, we wish you luck on that. While you've been away, and I think you can gather by now, there's been some immense talent in this country over the last 10 years. Are you impressed with them?
Very, very much so.
Is it true that the buzz in LA is sort of for Australia these days, you know?
Yeah, you've only got to look at the charts in America and see all those Australian people. It feels good.
Well, listen, we've got we're going to go to one group that's about to break in America. I'm absolutely certain of this. It's Jimmy Barnes, who's the lead singer of Cold Chisel. He's up at Darwin at the moment, so we're going to talk to him on the telephone. But before we go, and before we talk to Jimmy, I'd just like everyone here to give an applause to John.
Thank you very much.
Because apart from Olivia, I mean, you are a success story and we're very proud of you, and it's great to know you. And like Olivia, you haven't changed at all. You're still shy. All right, let's go and have a talk to Jimmy Barnes, all the way up and down with Cold Chisel.